Saludos estudiantes de nivel 3, les habla el profesor Cristian Pérez, coordinador del Instituto de Inglés de Viña del Mar, y el día de hoy vamos a estar haciendo una revisión de, en este caso la unidad 6, Interesting People, para el nivel 3. Esta va a ser una presentación en inglés y el objetivo es que podamos repasar algunos elementos relacionados al pasado simple dentro de esta unidad y un poco del vocabulario. Esta unidad va a operar en inglés, la presentación, y voy a estar obviamente haciendo lectura de algunos textos para que, o fragmentos para que se entienda más o menos la idea de este ejercicio. Vamos allá. Learning outcomes. In this presentation, you are going to first learn how to use the past simple with regular and irregular verbs. Second, review and practice the vocabulary on the topics of Unit 6. Third, rehearse and use adjectives to describe past experiences. So let's talk about the simple past. But keep in mind that I'm going to be reading the text boxes so that you can understand better what I'm saying. Let's start by comparing the present simple with the simple past. We're going to start the explanation with the verb to be, ser o estar. Notice how the sentences are going to change from present to past. Remember that the combinations are I am, you, we, they are, he, she, it is. But in the past simple, I, he, she, it was, you, we, they were. So let's take a look at the positive form of the verb to be in the simple present. He is ill. She is happy. It is cold. You're late. We're angry. They are at home. But in the simple past, he was ill. She was happy. It was cold. You were late. We were angry. They were at home. Now, the negative form in the simple present of the verb to be, he is not ill, or he isn't ill. She is not happy. She isn't happy. It is not. It isn't. You are not. You aren't. We are not. We aren't. But in the simple past, he was not, wasn't. She was not, wasn't. You were not, you weren't. Now, questions. Is he ill? Is she happy? Is it cold? Are you late? Are we angry? In the simple past, they look like this. Was he ill? Was she happy? Was it cold? Were you late? Were we angry? Were they at home? Was he ill? Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. Let's continue. Now that you saw this is the past of the verb see, the difference between the present simple and the past simple of the verb to be, let's talk about the general use of the past simple. Pay attention to the examples. Simple past tense. We can use it for a series of events, or in its case, a series of completed actions in the past. I visited my grandmother, stayed for 1 or 2 hours, chatted with her, and went to my home. Visited, stayed, chatted, went. We can use it for completed actions in the past. He went to Paris 2 days ago. We saw him last Sunday. I heard a terrible explosion last night. We can use it for single period with time expressions. He had a girlfriend for 3 years. My father talked on the phone for 5 minutes. She chose to stay with her mother all day. We can use it for the habit in the past if it is used with arbits of frequency. I always did my homework on time when I was a student. My father often read me tales before I went to bed. When I was young, I walked 10 miles to workplace every day. Let us continue. So, the uses of the simple past for a series of completed actions in the past to describe a completed action using or describing a period of time with expression of time, and for things as habits that we used to do in the past. Now that you know how the simple past works, let's talk about its use. First, let's take a look at the regular and irregular verbs. Remember that regular verbs end in ed or ied, but irregular verbs have different endings. Second, when we write negative sentences, we use did not or didn't, which means no. Remember that all pronouns use didn't and that verbs don't change in a sentence. Finally, we use did when writing questions that can be answered yes, no, and the verbs don't change. So take a look at this. Let's start with the regular verbs that end in ed. Base form: play, walk, study. Past form: played, walked, studied. The verbs are in the past. Let's take a look at the formation of a sentence. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, any pronoun. I played football yesterday. Subject, base form, ed. I played. Now, irregular verbs are different because they end in it's different. Base form: make, ring, go. Past form: made, rang, went. No ed ending. That's the difference. Regular verbs, ed ending. Irregular verbs, different ways. Let's take a look at the sentence. I went to the cinema. I went to the cinema. Negative sentences. When we try to say something that we did not do in the past, we use it like this. Subject, didn't, auxiliary didn't, and the base form, no change. Let's take a look with a regular and an irregular verb. I didn't play football yesterday. This means yo no jugué fútbol ayer. Irregular verb. I didn't go to the cinema last night, which means yo no fui al cine anoche. Didn't means no, and the verb stays the same. Don't say something like I didn't play it. Incorrect. I didn't went. Incorrect. Now, let's take a look at the formation of questions with regular and irregular verbs. These are yes, no questions. For example, did you play football yesterday? ¿Jugaste la pelota el día de ayer? Did you play football yesterday? Yes, I did. No, I did not. No, I didn't. Did you go to the cinema last night? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Now you can make questions using the WH questions: what, when, where, why, how. What did you play yesterday? I played football. Where did you go last night? To the cinema. Let us continue. So, we talked about did, was, and were. Try to complete the sentences. So, pause the video, write your answers, and then play the video again. Very well. Let's take a look at the answers. Where did you spend your last holidays? How many people were there at Helen's party yesterday? When did she buy her new car? How much was the dress you bought last week? Did they invite you to dinner last Sunday? Was your sister happy when she opened your present? When did you write her a letter? Did you watch the football match? Were his parents on time at the station last night? What did she think about the project? Was Kevin certain that we would come? Check your answers. See if you got them right. Next exercise. Match the questions with the answers. Remember, pause the video, write your answers, and then play the video again. Let's check your answers. Where did you grow up? I grew up in Tokyo. When did you come to Los Angeles? I came to Los Angeles in 1990. Why did you become a hairstylist? Because I needed the money. How old were you in 1990? I was 18. What was your major in college? My major was drama. How was college? This one could be N or A. It was a little scary. It was great. When and where you born? I was born in 1984 in Okinawa, Japan. Where did you grow up? I grew up in Texas. When did you start school? I entered first grade in 1989. How old were you then? I was 7. How was your first day of school? Again, this one could be A or N. It was great. It was a little scary. How was your first friend in school? Her name was Keiko. What was your first friend like? She was really shy. Why did you take this class? My English wasn't very good. Let us continue. If you want to check the simple past tense regular verbs, the ed ending, the spelling rules, you can take a look at this, pause the video, and you can check. Live, lived. Stare, stared. Stay, stayed. Play, played. Try, tried. Carry, carried. Nod, nodded. Rip, ripped. Commit, committed. Preferred, preferred. Check the instructions for the spelling rules of the ed endings. Let's continue. Let's do the following exercise. We have the verbs in the infinitive form, the past tense, and the negative of the past. For example, verb to be, was, were. Negative, was not, were not. So, write 5 affirmative sentences and 5 negative sentences using the past tense and the negative of these verbs. For example, today my friends came to see me. Came. Negative sentence. But Elizabeth didn't come. Write 5 affirmative sentences and 5 negative sentences. Pause the video. Take notes. If you wrote your sentences, then let us continue. Let's check the vocabulary in Unit 6. The following text contains vocabulary from Unit 6, completed with the missing words from the box. Special, easy, best, wonderful, angry, won, made, pretty, and thought. Remember, pause the video, write your answers, and then play the video again. If you wrote down your answers, let us take a look at them and compare. Interviewer. Greetings, everyone. With me today is a well-known and famous actor who won an Academy Award last year. However, today he is here to show us his latest invention. Guest. Yes, thank you. I am here to talk about something we made last month with my employees. It's a special type of pen, easy to use, and the best part is that you don't have to worry about getting ink stains. Interviewer. No doubt that this is a wonderful pen. You know, I used to get angry all the time for not having a pen with me. What can your pen do about that? Guest. Well, we thought about that, and we made a foldable pen that can be used as a pretty bracelet. That's amazing. An actor and an inventor. I think you made a mark in history, my friend. Well, folks, that's all the time we had. Let's continue. Using the following adjectives, write sentences in the simple past. For example, alone. I was alone at home yesterday. Write sentences in the simple past using angry, best, easy, pretty, quick, special, strong, wonderful, and worst. If you wrote your sentences, let us continue. Match the adjective with its opposite. Strong, wonderful, quick, best, pretty, angry, easy. In the words we have weak, ugly, calm, worse, terrible, slow, and difficult. Pause the video, write your answers, and then play the video again. If you wrote your answers, let's take a look. Weak, strong, ugly, pretty, calm, angry, worst, best, wonderful, terrible, slow, quick, difficult, easy. With this, we conclude the presentation. Don't forget to check and complete Unit 6, Level 3 in the English Discoveries page. Thank you so much.